Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We're learning today that dozens of people were exposed to carbon monoxide due to a faulty furnace at the Crandon School District on Thursday.
Law enforcement called to the scene about 1 p.m. The school then evacuated. Classes and school activities canceled today amid urgent repairs at that school building. Samantha Cavalli begins tonight's team coverage after speaking with a student who says this close-knit town has been shaken by that experience.
It was just pass out, go to the hospital as quick as possible. And about 39 people ended up getting sick.
A chaotic scene Thursday for students, faculty, and parents after the Crandon School District was evacuated for a mysterious illness.
You didn't know who was going to get sick next.
Chloe Henry is a sophomore at Crandon High School. She told me Thursday afternoon the school was in a level 2 lockdown, which is used for medical emergencies. 10 minutes later, a teacher said,
"We needed to evacuate the school, grab your jacket, and leave as fast as you could to the football field. Leave your backpacks, your phone, just leave everything and go as fast as you could."
Authorities say the illnesses have now been traced back to a mechanical issue with the furnace, which caused elevated levels of carbon monoxide in the building. Henry says children as young as 4 had passed out. Everyone wanted to know what was going on.
My friend, that's her little sister. So she was like, I don't know if my sister's gonna be okay. And then you start worrying about your siblings. Are they okay?
Told us that she was called in for an emergency situation and that there was something going on at the school. EMTs were getting sick, students, teachers.
Rebecca Pennington was attending a class at Rhinelander Hospital last night when she saw nurses standing outside.
And there was like 5 or 6 nurses in hazmat uniforms. They had like gloves and the masks and everything and shields.
A statement today from the district to parents reads in part, quote, "At this time, Energy Control and Design is on site working with our buildings and grounds team to address the mechanical issue. After the investigation is complete by Energy Control and Design, we will work as a district team to determine when classes can safely resume," end quote. We're waiting to learn if the school has working carbon monoxide detectors. They are not required by law. Hours after the evacuation, Henry says her heart started racing and she felt dizzy and lightheaded, but never went to the hospital. But says she's thankful the district took action quickly, especially teachers.
They didn't know what was happening, but they knew what they had to do, which is I'm very grateful for.
We reached out to the Crandon School District and the Forest County Sheriff's Office for comment, but have not gotten a response. In Crandon, Samantha Cavalli, Action 2 News.